Welcome to Telltale Books, and this will be the second video I'm doing in my exploration of everything I can find by all of the Brontes. And I kind of messed up because the one that I said was first in my first video is actually number 5. But the way I came upon it, there's a number of works that were collected together in this magazine that Charlotte and her brother Branwell. Some were written just by Charlotte. Others were written by both Charlotte and Branwell. I'm not sure that Branwell ever wrote any of them by himself. But anyway, they did this magazine called the Young Men's Magazine. The first issue, at least that I can find, was published in November of 1829. And the first story in that issue was the one that I thought was the first because it was the first in the magazine, called Scene on a Great Bridge. But that was actually, as far as I can find, written in November of 1829, where the other works in the magazine were written earlier. So what I want to talk about is actually a poem written by Charlotte Bronte herself that was written on September 7th of 1829. So a couple of months earlier, and it's called The Song of the Ancient Britons on Leaving the Genie Land. And it seems to be, although it's a little difficult to figure out, at least for me, but it seems to be about people from early Britain leaving what I think is the Middle East, a Mediterranean area, to go back to their homeland. Possibly they were there on a crusade or something, and they're heading back to Britain. And reading it, it's very definitely not immature adult work. It's very definitely a young person writing this. 1829, and Charlotte was born in 1816, so she's 13 years old, 12 or 13 years old. So it's a pretty nice poem. I think it does a good job of evoking dreams of home among a group that's been away from home and they're on the sea wanting to return. They have a very idyllic vision of what home is going to be like. And so they're returning. Wouldn't call this great literature yet. It's definitely not a mature work. We got a ways to go before we're going to reach the level of Jane Eyre. But that was the earliest that I can find. It seems that there were earlier writings by the Brontes, but not that I can get a hold of and read. That's why I always say everything I can get my hands on in order of publication. So then I did a little bit of digging. The next work is a short story by Charlotte Bronte. So this next one will be number 2, and it was written the next day, September 8th of 1829. Also published in that November 1829 issue of the Young Men's Magazine. These really, really, really early juvenile works are fascinating to anybody that's interested in the history of literature or interested in the Brontes, or at least Charlotte Bronte. interested in learning more about her and getting a deeper perspective of what's behind her great works. They are kind of enjoyable, very, very short, so it doesn't take up anybody's time, and so it's really interesting to do this. If you have that interest in history or that interest in Charlotte Bronte, it's really, really good to go back and read this stuff. Now, I found it in a book from Delphi, an ebook of the complete works of the Brontes. And this is number 2. I'm having a good time with this. I hope you'll come back for more of these, because I'm going to do them. They're really short, so I'll probably do them soon. And until then, like us and subscribe to us. Leave comments if you want. Always welcome comments. I always try to say something, even if I don't have anything particularly intelligent to say. I'll at least give you a thumbs up or a heart or a thank you or something like that. I try to reply to every comment that's made. And at this point, we're still a small enough channel that it's real easy for me to do that. So I will see you in the next video.